G4's Holiday Hit List, where we're breaking down the games that should be on your holiday hit list and holiday wish list of games you want this holiday season. I'm Greg Grunberg, and now while Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader are probably the two most well-known Jedi in the universe, Kyle Katarn has played a role that's just as important. As the leading man in the Star Wars Jedi Knight series, he's given gamers the chance to experience life as a Jedi. And now with Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, players will learn the ways of the Jedi Knights from Katarn and Skywalker themselves, including the finer points of lightsaber fighting. But unlike the last game, which was great, but you had to earn your lightsaber, which took forever, you'll get instant gratification starting out with a lightsaber on your very person. Okay, if using the Force feels forced, then maybe you're not Jedi material. That's fine. You can still serve the Rebel Alliance as a pilot in Star Wars Rebel Strike Rogue Squadron 3.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Rogue Squadron 3 Rebel Strike is a cool game if you want to fly Star Wars vehicles.
Rebel Strike, carries on the last Rogue Leader game from GameCube, and it's trying to cover all the parts that it did, including all these new parts where you're on foot or in other. You're not always in space.
Really, they try to recreate some of the best moments of the classic Star Wars trilogy, where you're fighting AT-ATs, Imperial Walkers on Hoth on foot, and engaging in dogfights between your X-Wing and TIE fighters. And there's just something really fantastic about that.
Nothing beats flying an X-Wing around in space, running down the Death Star.
Return of the Jedi parts look great. And as a cool bonus, it includes the full game, the full last Rogue Leader game, that you can play in co-op mission with a friend, split screen, so you can play through the whole thing. That's very cool. It's kind of like, two games for the price of one.
I would stick to just the space missions, and people are going to have a good time with this one.
Buena Vista Interactive introduces a whole new generation to the world of Tron. 21 years after the movie blew fans away with its stunning visual style, Tron 2.0 finds its way to the PC, which is exactly where players will end up, stuck in the guts of a computer where viruses, program code, and transfer protocol manifest themselves mostly to the form of nasty enemies. A nostalgic nod is also given to fans of the movie, as players will be given the chance to ride the classic light cycle at certain points of the game. Max Payne is probably one cop who wishes a computer virus was his biggest concern. I mean, you'd think after his family was murdered, he was accused of killing his partner, that Payne would go off the deep end. I don't know, maybe he has. The only way to check it out and find out for sure is to check out Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne.
I had wanted to be punished for what I had done, but Alfred Woden had kept his word.
I think Max Payne 2 is probably going to be a great game, just like the first one was. The first game really offered a pretty singular thrill, which was just shooting people. That said, it managed to do it really well, really stylishly, and, the whole slow motion effect really never got tiring.
Well, we're fans of the first game. You're going to get more of the same with better graphics, no doubt.
Max Payne 1 sold really well for the PC, PlayStation 2, and Xbox, and Max Payne 2 is going to be really cool. This is another one of those games that it does that kind of Matrix-style slow motion. You're flying through the air, shooting in all kind of different directions. It does that action really well, so we're really looking forward to Max Payne 2, because it's going to have a deeper storyline, more gunplay, and it's just this kind of film noir, dark style that you're not seeing in many other games nowadays.
They're throwing in this film noir-ish love story, and it looks kind of cool. It'll be one of the games I'm looking for the holidays.
When I woke up in the hospital earlier tonight, I thought it couldn't get any worse. She was dead.
The hammer and sickle, Lenin, vodka, long lines for toilet paper and soap, all symbols of the most feared enemy of the latter half of the 20th century. Communism. In the alternate reality of freedom fighters, the Soviets have successfully invaded the U.S., and it's up to you to stop them. But you are not a one-man army. You'll have to recruit new believers in the cause and give them orders on the fly. If you can master the elements of both real-time strategy and third-person shooter action, you'll be a national hero. If not, well, you better get fitted for your Cossack hat. If reliving the alternate end to the Cold War isn't your thing, then maybe you prefer something a little more cybernetic. If that's the case, check out Deus Ex: Invisible War.
Deus Ex 2 is great to have on the Xbox finally, because the PlayStation 2 version was a little bit rough, and the original PC one was so good.
A lot of people sort of criticize the original Deus Ex. The second one really brings the series up to date. It's got amazing graphics and a really forward-thinking use of sound.
This game is the ultimate first-person stealth adventure. So you can turn the game into a straight-up shooter if you want, or you can sneak around killing almost nobody throughout the course of the entire game.
It's hard to call it first-person shooter because it's also part role-playing game, part adventure game, and it's really open-ended. You get to do whatever you want in this game. When you're playing it, when I'm playing it, when my friends play it, we're all going to be playing this game differently, which is cool in itself.
They can solve missions in any number of ways, just by sort of playing around with their environments, stacking stuff on top of stuff to climb over things. And I think that will be the new sort of genre of games in the future.
There are only 4 absolutes in the world: death, taxes, this might be my last acting job, and if you own an Xbox, you've probably played Halo. And up until now, that's the only way you could play Bungie's first-person shooter. But now the PC is also home to Halo, with the same great gameplay and a few additions to spice things up. New weapons, enhanced multiplayer action, and new multiplayer maps result in one of the best games to hit the PC since, well, Halo hit the Xbox. Now, 5 years ago, a hard-working nuclear scientist became an unwitting hero, fighting both aliens from another dimension and the U.S. government. And Gordon Freeman probably thought that he'd seen everything when all was said and done. Well, he probably wasn't aware that he would be coming back in Half-Life 2. Now, while there's been some controversy regarding this game's release, trust me, Half-Life 2 will be a must-have game for the foreseeable future.
We've been rather busy in your absence, Mr. Freeman.
I really hope Half-Life 2 makes it in time for the holiday season, because everything that we've seen, this is going to be the game that really blows everybody's mind out of the water.
It's a follow-up to one of the most incredible storytelling experiences in a video game that any of us have seen in a long time. But from what we've seen at E3 and some other events, I think that game is going to be one of the hottest games of the year for sure.
The first game is what many would call the greatest game of all time. Strong words, but many people feel very strongly about it, and Half-Life 2 looks to capably carry on that impressive lineage.
And they're able to create these new emotions and gameplay that you can't get anywhere else because of the way they animate faces now. And the physics engine is just incredible. So this is a game that's going to set new standards for how games look and behave and react to everything that's going on in the world.
The part that really impressed the hell out of me, AI. In this game, in that demo, seeing a guy, you lock yourself in a room and you bar the door with a table. And what does the guy do? He either kicks down the door, or he starts shooting at you through the window. I mean, that kind of tension you can't recreate. If Half-Life is definitely on track for the season, buy it. Don't even think about it. Go to the store, pick it up, you'll love it.
Well, isn't this just like old times?
That's all for this year's holiday hit list. We hope we were able to help you narrow your wish list down a little bit. Of course, there are literally hundreds of good games out there, but these are the ones that we think are the best. Remember, if you've got your own ideas about which games are the best, go over to the G4 message boards at g4tv.com/holiday hit list and give us your thoughts. Okay, that's it. I'm Greg Grunberg, reminding you that if you don't let your loved ones know which games you want, you're going to end up with a box